Every month, Rocketeers gather in the fields near Concordia Theological Seminary to launch their own rockets high above 21Country. Have a look.
You can start small and gradually move up into bigger and bigger stuff.
Going in 3, 2, 1.
There's a lot of science that goes into it.
When that button gets pushed, you run the risk of not getting it back or coming back in one piece.
I joined the club about 15 years ago, I suppose. When I was a kid, actually my brother got me started in it. He had a 4-H project of rocketry. There are a lot of guys here that flew rockets when they were younger, when they were teenagers or whatever, and then rediscovered it in their 20s or 30s and been flying bigger rockets since.
The fact that you build something, use science to engineer it and have it fly the way you want it to, and the feeling you get from building it yourself and flying it and getting it back. There's a joy to it.
Stability is the most important thing. We take a look at the weight and shape of the rocket, how long it is. There's a couple of critical factors. One of them is called center of gravity and the other one is called center of pressure. If I come back with as many rockets as I came with, she's happy. She doesn't like to lose anything.
I don't like losing
small
rockets.
Yeah, and we've lost them out here that are in the river somewhere over there.
Sliding sideways.
You used to circle.
Right in the headway.
We cannot physically control the flight of the rocket. We do all the calculating we can, power to weight ratio, and the wind, and we'll angle the rod a little bit.
So the motors are typically not reusable. You know, the fuel burns up and the motor is disposable. The casing is disposable. But the rocket bodies themselves, they'll come down on parachutes, so they can be reused time and time again. Most of the rockets here today are made of cardboard and really thin plywood. Some are made out of fiberglass.
I flew one today. It was a rocket that's called my generational rock. It's got all of my grandchildren's names and my children's names on it, so it was kind of special.
This is a very scalable hobby, so you can spend $8 on a rocket and fly it here on the small end of things. Probably the biggest rockets here might be a $100 rocket, but then if you go out to other parts of the country where you have a lot more space to fly, you can fly a lot higher. You can easily put thousands of dollars into a big rocket. It's really a sport for everybody.
There's excitement every time. If you don't get butterflies in your stomach, you're in the wrong hobby.
We've had a lot of people come here in the last few meetings that have not done this before, and they're hooked. You get hooked, there's no doubt about it.
Wow, that brought back a lot of memories from childhood. I have so many of those rockets lost in trees in various places. Several people in that group will travel to Nevada at the end of September to fire off those really big rockets you saw there. They're so big, in fact, they have to get permits from the FAA to do that. Now, if you'd like to get involved with the Summit City Aerospace Modelers, we put their information on our website for you. That's WPTA21.com.